What's up everyone, Belligerent here with another Bloodline video. Back to our clan series. In our clan series, we go in, we take a look at each clan, and we try to make a determination which one's better, the male or the female. If you can only pick one, which one should you go with? And that's what we're going to determine. So we take a look at their kit and how they fit into their role, their class role. We don't get into stats because stats vary too much with the different traits. Okay, so what we look at is we look at their passive, their active, and their ultimate ability, and then we make a determination. Which one is better? Which one should you pick if you can only pick one? We're talking general. Now, I know you can take anybody and build a comp around them. I won't say anybody. There might be some really bad ones. But you can take a character, you can take a champion and build a comp around them or fit them into a comp. That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about specifics. We're talking about best as far as just general team comp. Drop them into their role. They're going to perform. Okay. Also, a couple of things to note. The stats you're going to see here are 15-star level 600 mythics. So your stats will probably be different from the stats you see here if you're comparing the percentages that you read. I try to avoid saying percentages for that reason, but just keep that in mind. The other thing is, not all of the abilities act or perform as written here in the codex. As of right now, we are giving them the benefit of the doubt that they got to work out the bugs and that the skills will come back to behaving as written in the descriptions. If they change the skills, then we may have to revisit later on. The Kargs is one I'm still waiting to revisit because the dragons don't pounce on people like they say, they blow fire, so we'll see where that goes. Anyway, let's get into this. Today we're looking at the Doombringers, warriors in the game. Let's take a look at the males. Passive ability, demonic power. When the caster's health is lower than 30%, he gains a shield and lifesteal. Alright, so easy, simple. It works, and it doesn't contradict itself like we saw with the male orc warrior, where he had life, or after below 50% health, he gained lifesteal up to 50%, right? And then the lifesteal was counteracting it. The better it worked, the less that you got. This one, if you're below a certain percent, you gain a shield and lifesteal. The only thing I don't like is it doesn't tell us how strong the shield is. It's probably a percentage of his strength, like everything else in the game. All right, his active ability, Wicked Strike. He swings a sword, dealing damage equal to a percentage of his strength to all enemies within a fan-shaped area in front of him, knocking them back. You all already know, if you've watched any other videos, I'm not a big fan of knockback in these autopiloted games. Doesn't really accomplish anything, but it's a decently strong AoE attack. Alright, straightforward. Let's get to his ultimate, Devil Stare. Blocks all damage and control effects for 1 second and stabs forward, dealing damage equal to a percentage of his strength to the first enemy in front of him, inflicting stun. Now, supposedly in this most recent update, they fixed this to where it's working now. I do not know if they actually successfully fixed it. Let me know if you know. I tried him once, and he didn't seem to have this immunity, but we don't know when the 1 second is. We don't know, and 1 second is, especially with the zoomed in, slowed down actions, it's, I don't know, wonky. Anyway, so that's the male. Let's take a look at the female. Her passive, Bloodlust. During battle, increases lifesteal rate by 8% per second up to a maximum of 50%. I love that. I love this passive ability. It's simple, it works, and it has no requirements, right? Just during battle, her lifesteal rate is going to increase per second, and it's going to cap out at 50%, at least as written. Okay, so that's a good solid passive. All right, active ability, Bladed Shockwave. Cast a blast wave, dealing damage equal to a percentage of her strength to all enemies in front of her, and reduces their attack speed by 30% for 2 seconds. All right, so what do we got here? We have an attack, a quote-unquote blast wave. I'm not sure what the difference is. To all enemies in front. Now, I don't know if that's in front in a straight line, in a fan shape like the mail. I think it's a straight line. I think it burns the ground, if I recall correctly. Okay, so it's kind of AoE, but it's straight line AoE if you have people stacked up on top of each other. It does more damage than the mails, plus it has the utility of reducing their attack speed, so that's solid. And then the ultimate, Coup de Grace. Lunges toward the target area, dealing damage equal to a percent of her strength to all targets within range, sending them airborne. Also increases her attack speed for 3 seconds. So last I heard, I don't think the airborne is working. Even still, if they get that working, that's an extra CC on top of the big damage and the attack speed for 3 seconds. All right, so which one are we going with? Male, female? What do y'all think? Hey, if it's me, if I'm only picking one, we're going with the female. I think she's probably one of the top, if not the top warrior in the game. We're going to do a tier list series later, so we'll get into that and kind of refine all that down. But here, I just think her kit works, and it works easier, it works smoother, it all makes sense. Much better than the male, in my opinion. So that's what it is. We're going with the female. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, share it with a friend. Let them know. I'm Belligerent. Peace.